You're out here breaking your back, sacrificing your time, your energy, just to get a moment of quiet. And they still have the nerve to drag you into their petty chaos, huh? It's almost funny, isn't it? How they think their little dramas are your responsibility. Like you owe them something. Like it's your job to listen to their nonsense, solve their problems, keep them entertained. But let me tell you something, kid. You don't owe them a damn thing. Listen closely. You're trapped in this game they've set up, this illusion where your value depends on how much you give, how much you sacrifice for their comfort. And you've been playing along like a good little pawn, haven't you? Running in circles, trying to please everyone, trying to keep the peace. But the truth is, the more you try to make them happy, the more they'll expect from you. It's never enough. It'll never be enough. They've got you convinced that you're the problem, that you're the one who needs to change, who needs to bend. But that's a lie, sold to you by people who can't handle their own shadows. They want you tangled in their mess because it distracts you from your own strength, from your own power. You see, the second you start prioritizing your own peace, they panic. They realize they can't control you anymore, and that terrifies them. You know why? Because they need you. They need you to be their crutch, their sounding board, their punching bag. They need you to be weak so they can feel strong. They're addicted to the drama, to the chaos. It's their comfort zone. But that's not your life. That's not your destiny. I get it, kid. You got a big heart. You care. You want to help. But there's a line between kindness and self-sacrifice. And you've been crossing it for far too long. You've been burning yourself out, giving pieces of yourself away just to keep the peace. But here's the thing about peace. It's not something you find in others. It's something you build within yourself. And it's time you start protecting it. They'll call you selfish. They'll call you cold. They'll say you've changed. But that's just their fear talking. Fear of losing control over you. Fear of facing their own reflection. Because when you stop feeding into their drama, when you choose your peace over their noise, it forces them to confront themselves. And they don't want that. They'd rather keep blaming you. So let them talk. Let them judge. Let them twist the story however they want. Because at the end of the day, their opinions don't pay your bills. Their drama doesn't build your future. Their chaos isn't your problem to solve. You've got bigger things to focus on. You've got dreams, goals, a life that deserves your full attention. But you've been giving away your energy, your focus, to people who don't deserve it. You've been letting their noise drown out your own voice. And that stops now, today, because you've got to make a choice. Their drama or your peace? I know it's hard. I know it feels like you're being heartless. like you're abandoning them. But trust me, you're not. You're saving yourself. You're reclaiming your life. And that's not selfish. That's survival. That's strength. You've been bending over backwards, trying to be everything for everyone. But when was the last time you did something just for you? When was the last time you said, "No, that's enough," and actually meant it? They've got you conditioned to feel guilty for choosing yourself. They've got you thinking that your worth comes from how much you give to them. But here's the truth they don't want you to see. Your worth isn't tied to anyone else's needs. Your worth is yours, and yours alone. Let them play their games. Let them drown in their own mess. You've got no business being part of that circus anymore. You've got your own show to run, your own empire to build. And you can't do that if you're constantly putting out their fires, constantly cleaning up their messes. You've got to learn to walk away, to let them deal with the consequences of their own actions. Because the more you save them, the more you enable them. The more you feed into their drama, the more you lose sight of your own path. And I'm here to tell you, your peace is more valuable than their chaos. Your dreams are more important than their distractions. You've been fighting battles that aren't yours. You've been carrying burdens that don't belong to you. And it's breaking you down, piece by piece. But you're not here to be broken. You're not here to be used up and tossed aside when they're done with you. You're here to rise, to build, to live your life on your own terms. They'll try to pull you back in. They'll try to guilt you, manipulate you, play the victim. They'll do anything to keep you tied to their mess. But you've got to be stronger than that. You've got to stand firm and say, "Not this time." Because your time, your energy, your peace, they're priceless. And once you give them away, you don't get them back. So make the choice. Walk away from the noise. Walk away from the chaos. Let them deal with their own drama. Because you've got better things to do. You've got a life to live, a legacy to build. And that's worth more than any petty argument, any toxic relationship, any drama they try to drag you into. You've spent enough time in their shadows. It's time to step into your own light. It's time to take back your power. Because you deserve peace. You deserve happiness. You deserve a life that's yours, and yours alone. And if they can't handle that, if they can't handle the fact that you're choosing yourself for once, then that's their problem, not yours. Let them talk. Let them judge. But never forget this. Your peace is more valuable than their drama. And nothing is worth sacrificing that for. You know what they fear the most? It's not losing you. No. It's realizing they never really had you in the first place. They fear that moment when you stop caring, when you finally see through the illusion they've spun around you. They've spent so much time making you feel like you need them, like you're incomplete without their approval, their validation. It's their favorite trick, convincing you that you're nothing without them. But you're starting to see through it, aren't you? You're starting to feel it, that quiet voice inside, telling you that you're better off alone than tangled up in their web of lies. And that scares them. It terrifies them, actually. Because the second you choose your peace over their drama, they lose their power over you. They lose their favorite pawn in their little game. You've been dancing on their strings for so long, you've forgotten what it feels like to move on your own. They've had you twisted up in their chaos, making you jump through hoops just to keep the peace. But here's the thing about people like them. They thrive on conflict. They need the noise, the arguments, the drama, because it distracts them from their own emptiness. And they've made you their escape, their distraction, their punching bag. But I'm here to tell you it's time to cut those strings. It's time to burn the whole puppet show to the ground. You think walking away makes you weak? That's what they want you to believe. They want you to feel guilty, like you're abandoning them. But in reality, you're freeing yourself. You're choosing your sanity over their madness. And that's the most powerful choice you can make. Because once you realize you don't need their approval, their chaos, their noise, you become untouchable. They'll call you heartless. They'll say you're cruel, selfish, that you've changed. But that's just their fear talking. They're afraid of losing control over you, afraid of what happens when you finally see them for who they really are. Empty, broken, feeding off your energy because they can't create their own. They don't want you to know how powerful you are on your own. Because if you did, you'd leave, and they'd have no one left to blame for their misery. I know what you're thinking. You've invested so much time, so much effort into these people. You've been there for them through their darkest times. You've given them pieces of yourself that you can't get back. And now you feel trapped, obligated to stay. Because if you leave, who's going to hold them together? But here's the harsh truth, kid. It's not your job to fix anyone. It's not your responsibility to carry their weight. You've been bending over backwards, breaking your own back, trying to lift them up. And for what? So they can turn around and drag you back down the second you try to rise? They don't want you to be free. They don't want you to be happy. They want you stuck right there in the mud with them so they don't have to face their own demons. But you've got demons of your own, don't you? Shadows you've been ignoring because you're too busy dealing with their mess. It's time you face them. It's time you look in the mirror and see the warrior that's been buried under all this guilt, all this pain. You think you're too broken to rise? You think you've been hurt too much to heal? That's exactly what they want you to believe. They've spent years whispering poison in your ear, making you doubt yourself, making you feel small. Because the smaller you feel, the easier you are to control. But I see you. I see the fire in your eyes, the fight that hasn't been snuffed out yet. And it's time you see it too. They've taken enough from you. Your time, your energy, your love. They've drained you dry, left you feeling empty and used. And now you're standing here, thinking you owe them more. You owe them nothing. Not a second more of your time, not an ounce more of your energy. It's time to reclaim what's yours. It's time to take back your power, your peace, your life. Let them think what they want. Let them talk. Let them spread their lies, paint you as the villain. Because the truth is, you've played the hero long enough. You've sacrificed and suffered and given until there's nothing left to give. And where did it get you? Alone, exhausted, questioning your own worth because they couldn't see it. But their blindness isn't your fault. Their inability to see your value doesn't diminish it. You're a diamond in a world full of stones, and they hate you for it. They hate you because you shine, even when they try to bury you in their dirt. They hate you because you're a reminder of everything they wish they could be. Strong, resilient, free. So let them hate. Let them stew in their own bitterness, because that's not your burden to carry anymore. You've got your own battles to fight, your own dreams to chase, and you can't do that if you're constantly looking back, constantly being pulled into their nonsense. I know it feels like you're being harsh, like you're abandoning them. But here's the thing. Sometimes walking away is the kindest thing you can do for them and for yourself. Because as long as you stay, they'll never learn, they'll never grow. They'll keep relying on you, draining you, until there's nothing left of you but a hollow shell. But you're not a shell. You're not a victim. You're a force of nature. And it's time you start acting like it. It's time you stop apologizing for taking up space, for demanding the respect you deserve. It's time you stop shrinking yourself to fit into their small, broken world. You were meant for more than this. You were meant to rise, to conquer, to find a peace so deep, so unshakable that their chaos can't touch it. So ignore their drama. Let it roll off you like rain on stone. Because your peace, your sanity, your happiness, they're worth more than all the noise in the world. And the moment you choose them, the moment you say, enough, you take back everything they tried to steal from you. And that's when you win. Remember this, kid? You're Peace is more valuable than their drama. Don't let anyone convince you otherwise. You want to know why they keep dragging you into their mess? Why they can't seem to let you go, even when you've made it clear you're done playing their games? It's because they know what you're capable of. Without them, they know that once you cut the cord, once you step out of their shadow, you'll outgrow them. And that terrifies them. It makes their blood run cold because they can't stand the thought of you living a life that doesn't revolve around their drama. Think about it. Every time you start to rise, every time you take a step towards your own peace, they pull you back in. They bring up old arguments, old wounds, hoping to trigger you, hoping to suck you back into their world of chaos. Because as long as you're focused on them, you're not focused on yourself. As long as you're fighting their battles, you're not fighting for your own future. They're like parasites, feeding off your energy, your light. And you've been letting them. You've been giving them everything, thinking it makes you strong, thinking it makes you good. But let me tell you something real. Strength isn't about how much you can take for others. It's about knowing when to walk away. It's about knowing your worth and refusing to settle for less than what you deserve. You've got this bleeding heart, kid. You want to save everyone. You want to fix everything. But you can't save people who are determined to stay broken. You can't pour your soul into someone who doesn't even appreciate the gift you're giving them. They don't want your help. They want your attention. They want your pity. They want you to be their emotional punching bag, their safety net, their scapegoat. And you've been playing along. You've been letting them use you because deep down you're afraid that if you stop, if you choose yourself for once, they'll leave. They'll hate you. They'll call you names, spread lies, make you out to be the villain. But here's a little secret, kid. They already do that. They already talk behind your back. They already whisper their little lies. So why keep sacrificing yourself for people who don't respect you? You've got to break this cycle. You've got to see it for what it is. A game. Their game. And the only way to win is not to play. Stop feeding into their drama. Stop giving them your energy. Let them spin their web of lies. Let them drown in their own chaos. You owe it to yourself to step back, to protect your peace, to build something real, something lasting, without their poison tainting everything you touch. They'll try to guilt you. They'll say you're abandoning them, that you're heartless, that you've changed. But that's because they're scared. They're scared of what you'll become when you're no longer tied to their mess. They're scared of the power you'll reclaim when you stop giving it away so freely. And they should be scared. Because once you realize that your peace, your happiness, your sanity are worth more than their opinions, their games, their lies, that's when you become unstoppable. You've been living in their storm for so long, you've forgotten what calm feels like. You've forgotten what it's like to breathe without the weight of their expectations crushing your chest. But here's the thing about storms. They pass. They always pass. And when they do, what's left standing? You. Stronger than before, wiser, more resilient. And while they're busy trying to rebuild their shattered little egos, you'll be standing there, untouched, unbothered, because you chose your peace over their noise. You think they care about you? You think they want what's best for you? They only want what's best for them. They want you weak, dependent, easy to manipulate. Because if you're focused on them, you're not focused on yourself. If you're busy cleaning up their mess, you're not building your own empire. And that's the last thing they want. For you to realize you don't need them. For you to see that you're better off without their toxicity poisoning your life. It's like a drug, this chaos they bring. It's addictive. They've got you hooked on the drama, on the conflict, on the feeling of being needed, of being the one who fixes everything. But here's the harsh truth, kid. You're not their savior. You're not their hero. And you're not responsible for their happiness. They've made their choices, dug their own graves. It's time you let them lie in them. You've got a future ahead of you, a life waiting for you that's free of their noise. But you've got to be willing to let go. You've got to be willing to cut the ties. Even if it hurts, even if it feels like you're ripping out a piece of your own heart. Because the longer you hold on, the more you lose yourself, the more you become just another character in their twisted little play, instead of the main character in your own story. They'll never understand your decision. They'll never see it as strength. They'll call it selfish, heartless, cruel. But that's because they don't know what real strength looks like. They don't know what it takes to choose peace over chaos, to choose yourself over the comfort of others. But you do. Deep down, you know. You've felt it, that pull. That urge to break free, to rise above their petty games, their shallow lies. So do it. Walk away. Choose your peace, your sanity, your life. Let them gossip. Let them judge. Because at the end of the day, their words are just wind. They can't touch you, can't hurt you, if you don't let them in. Your peace is a fortress, and it's time you start protecting it like the treasure it is. You've spent enough time fighting their battles. It's time to start fighting for yourself. You've got one life, kid, one chance to make it count. And you're wasting it on people who wouldn't cross the street for you if you were bleeding out on the pavement. Think about that. Let it sink in. They wouldn't save you, so why are you killing yourself to save them? It's time to wake up. It's time to take back what's yours. Your time, your energy, your life. Ignore their drama. Choose your peace, because that's what's going to matter in the end. Not their opinions, not their lies, not their petty games. What's going to matter is that you chose yourself, that you valued your peace enough to protect it, no matter what they said. And when you do that, when you finally cut the cord and walk away, that's when you become truly free. Your peace is more valuable than their drama. Don't you ever forget that. You really think they care about you, don't you? After everything they've put you through, after all the times they've left you hanging, you still believe they give a damn about your well-being. It's pathetic, really. They've got you wrapped around their little finger, convinced that their problems are your problems, that their chaos is your burden to carry. And you've been playing along, haven't you? The loyal dog, the good friend, the dependable one who's always there when they snap their fingers. But tell me this, who's there for you when you're the one falling apart? Who picks up the pieces when you're shattered on the floor? Where are they when your world is crumbling? When you're drowning in your own pain? Nowhere. That's where. Because they don't care about you. They care about what you can do for them. They care about how you make them feel, how you feed their ego, how you solve their problems, so they don't have to lift a finger. You've been giving and giving, bleeding yourself dry for people who wouldn't even notice if you disappeared tomorrow. It's a bitter pill to swallow, isn't it? The realization that you're just a convenience to them, a tool they can use whenever it suits them. And the second you stop playing along, the second you start saying no, they turn on you. They show their true colors. Suddenly, you're the selfish one. You're the villain in their story. But here's the truth they don't want you to see. You've been the hero of this story all along. You're the one who's been fighting, who's been sacrificing, who's been carrying the weight of everyone else's problems on your shoulders. And you've done it without a second thought, because you're strong, because you care, because you've got a heart that's too big for your own good. But now it's time to ask yourself, who's fighting for you? Who's standing up for you? Who's looking out for your peace, your happiness, your sanity? No one. And that's the brutal truth. You've been standing alone this whole time, even when you thought you had people by your side. They were never really with you. They were with what you could give them, with the comfort and security you provided. But now that you're starting to see the cracks in their facade, now that you're starting to pull away, they're scrambling, they're panicking, because they know what happens next. You leave, you walk away, you choose yourself for once. And that scares them more than anything else. They're terrified of what you'll become without their chains holding you down. Because they know that once you're free, once you stop caring about their petty games, you'll soar higher than they could ever imagine. You'll rise above all the noise, all the drama, all the lies they've fed you. And here's the best part. There's nothing they can do to stop you. Oh, they'll try. They'll spread rumors. They'll twist the story. They'll paint you as the villain. But it won't matter, because you'll be too far gone, too focused on your own path to even notice their desperate little attempts to pull you back down. You'll be too busy building your own peace, your own empire, to care about their noise. I know what you're thinking. It feels wrong, doesn't it? It feels like you're abandoning them, like you're betraying the people who were once so close to you. But here's the thing, kid. Loyalty is a two-way street. And if they haven't been loyal to you, if they haven't shown up for you the way you've shown up for them, then you owe them nothing. Not your time, not your energy, not a single ounce of your sanity. You've been bending over backwards, twisting yourself into knots, trying to make everyone happy, trying to keep the peace. But it's never enough. It's never enough, because they don't want peace. They want control. They want you under their thumb, dancing to their tune, playing the role they've assigned you. But you're not their puppet. You're not here to play a part in their twisted little play. You're here to live your own life, to write your own story. And it's time you start acting like it. You've got this fire inside you, this burning desire to be something more, to do something real. But you've been snuffing it out, dimming your own light, because you're afraid of blinding the people around you. You're afraid of outshining them, of leaving them behind. But that's their problem, not yours. You weren't put on this earth to shrink yourself to make others comfortable. You weren't born to be a supporting character in someone else's story. You were born to take up space, to be bold, to be loud, to be unapologetically you. And if that makes people uncomfortable, if it ruffles a few feathers, then good. It means you're doing something right. It means you're finally living for yourself instead of living for everyone else. They'll tell you that you're being selfish. They'll say you've changed, that you've lost your way. But the truth is, you finally found it. You found the courage to choose yourself, to protect your peace, to walk away from anything and anyone that doesn't serve you. And that's not selfish. That's survival. That's strength. You're standing at a crossroads right now, kid. You can either keep playing their game, keep sacrificing your own happiness for their comfort, or you can take a different path. A path that's quieter, calmer, but filled with a peace you've never known. A path where you put yourself first, where you make choices based on what's best for you, not what's best for them. It won't be easy. They'll fight you every step of the way. They'll pull at your heartstrings, try to manipulate you, try to guilt you into staying. But you've got to be stronger than that. You've got to hold the line. And remember why you're doing this. You're doing this for your peace, for your sanity, for your future. because you deserve better than this. You deserve more than a life spent catering to other people's drama, other people's chaos. You deserve a life that's filled with joy, with laughter, with a quiet kind of happiness that no one can take away from you. So ignore their drama. Let them drown in their own noise. You've got bigger things to focus on. You've got a life to build, a peace to protect. And once you've tasted that peace, once you've felt what it's like to live without their chaos, you'll never go back. You'll never settle for anything less again. Remember this, kid. Your peace is more valuable than their drama. Choose it every single time. You've been dancing in the flames of their chaos for so long, you've forgotten what it feels like to stand in the calm. It's almost like you've become addicted to it, isn't it? The drama, the noise, the never-ending cycle of their mess. It's like a drug, numbing you, distracting you from the emptiness you feel when the silence finally sets in. But here's the thing about fire. It doesn't just burn the ones who start it. It burns everyone who gets too close. And you, kid, you've been standing way too close for way too long. You've been playing the hero, the fixer, the one who always steps in to save the day. But who's saving you? Who's pulling you out of the flames when you're the one getting burned? No one. And that's what you need to understand. You're alone in this. You've always been alone. I can see it in your eyes. That flicker of doubt, that fear you've been trying to hide. You're scared to admit it. Scared to face the truth that's been staring you in the face this whole time. Because once you admit it, once you see them for what they really are, there's no going back. There's no more excuses, no more pretending. You'll have to face the reality that you've been wasting your time, your energy, your life on people who don't deserve a second of it. But that's what you've got to do, kid. You've got to face it head on. You've got to rip off the mask and see them for who they really are. Leeches, parasites, sucking the life out of you every chance they get. They don't care about you. They care about what you can do for them. They care about how you make them feel, how you take on their problems so they can sleep easy at night. And the second you stop playing along, the second you pull away, they'll turn on you faster than you can blink. You know why? Because deep down, they've always known you're better than them. They've always seen that spark in you, that fire that refuses to die, no matter how much they try to smother it. And it scares them. It scares them because it reminds them of everything they'll never be. Strong, resilient, free. But here you are, wasting your strength, your resilience, your freedom on people who wouldn't cross the street for you if you were bleeding out in the gutter. You're giving your best to people who don't deserve your worst. And why? Because you're afraid. Afraid of what happens when you stop. afraid of the silence that comes when you finally cut them off, afraid of being alone. But let me tell you something real. You're already alone. You've been alone this whole time, surrounded by people who pretend to care, who pretend to be there for you, but who disappear the second you need them. You've been carrying this weight on your own, fighting battles that aren't yours, bleeding for people who wouldn't give you a drop of water if you were dying of thirst. It's time you stop. It's time you drop the act, drop the weight, and walk away. Because you deserve better than this. You deserve a life that's yours. A life where you're not constantly giving away pieces of yourself to people who don't appreciate it. You deserve peace, real peace. The kind that doesn't come with strings attached. The kind that doesn't crumble the second someone else's drama comes crashing in. They got you twisted up, tangled in their lies, their guilt trips, their manipulation. They've got you convinced that if you walk away, if you choose yourself, you're the bad guy. But here's the truth they don't want you to see. You're not the bad guy for choosing your peace. You're not the villain for wanting a life that isn't filled with their noise. You're the hero of this story. You're the one who's been fighting, sacrificing, giving everything you have and getting nothing in return. You've been the one holding it all together while they tear everything apart. And now it's time you start fighting for yourself. It's time you start choosing you, no matter how much it scares them, no matter how much they try to pull you back into their chaos. Because here's the thing about chaos. It's never satisfied. It's a hungry beast, always wanting more, always needing to be fed. And you've been its favorite meal, haven't you? You've been feeding it with your time, your energy, your sanity. But now you're starting to see the truth. Now you're starting to realize that the only way to win is to starve it, to walk away, and leave it to burn out on its own. They'll call you selfish. They'll say you're heartless, that you've changed. But that's just their fear talking. They're afraid of losing their grip on you, afraid of what happens when you finally break free. Because they know that once you choose your peace, once you choose yourself, there's no going back. They can't control you anymore. They can't drag you into their mess and make you fix it. They can't use you as their emotional punching bag, their scapegoat, their savior. And that's when you win. That's when you finally break free from their chains and start living your life on your own terms. It won't be easy. It'll hurt like hell. You'll feel the sting of their words, the weight of their accusations. But in time, you'll see it for what it is. Their last, desperate attempt to keep you under their thumb. And once you see that, once you feel the freedom that comes with choosing your own peace over their drama, you'll never go back. You'll look back on this moment and realize it was the turning point. The moment you stopped being their puppet and started being your own person. The moment you chose yourself fully and unapologetically. No matter what they said, no matter what lies they spread. Because at the end of the day, your peace is more valuable than their drama. Your happiness, your sanity, your life, they're worth more than any opinion, any lie, any petty game they try to play. So let them talk. Let them gossip. Let them twist the story however they want, because you know the truth. And that's all that matters.